All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined right now by Communications Director for the RNC, Republican National Committee, our friend Sean Spicer. Hello, Sean.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm doing well, but I got a question for you. Where the heck is Hillary? You know, I had to park my car a couple of extra blocks away today, and I was hoping the upside would be I might run into her, but no dice.
You got pretty good odds these days just randomly bumping into her because one of the things that we noticed was that for someone who is, actively exploring a run for the president, it's been over 200 days since she's done a press conference, over 180 days since she's met with the media. And the only public appearance that she's done in 2015 has been a paid speech in Canada. So, I think you might have as much luck bumping into a parking lot as you do giving a political interview or showing up at an event.
Well, to me, and maybe, I'd probably make a bad strategist or a bad candidate, but if I'm running for president and it's a fait accompli and I'm the odds-on favorite and blah, 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 so much is happening. There's something to weigh in on every day, and rather than run from making a statement and putting my foot in my mouth, I'd like to think I'd be confident and want to be out there and weigh in on the issues of the day, but she's going the opposite way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you look at what's going on our side, you've got all of these various candidates out running around the country talking about issues that are important to them, promoting an agenda and kind of testing the waters. She's doing the exact opposite. But, Steve, it touches on something that you and I have discussed in previous interviews, which is that I think that when she has gone out there and discussed issues, had public interviews, she had an entire book tour, and it ended up having the opposite effect. So to some degree, I understand the strategy, which is, we have this image of you, we're going to raise a ton of money, but the last thing that we want to do is actually let people see you and touch you. I mean, it's almost like the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain. Just pretend, just know that we've got a booming voice and everything's going to go our way.
Well, I know that you have compiled time after time a list of where you've asked the people involved with Hillary, where is she? And it's always no comment, no response. Let me ask you about Hillary here. Cheryl Atkinson was on this show the other day, made some news by asking the question, and I think it is so right on. Why is it more important for Brian Williams, to be honest, than it is for Hillary Clinton? Because, Hillary Clinton and Cheryl was on the trip. Hillary Clinton lied about taking sniper fire when her and Chelsea got off in Bosnia and said there was no greeting line, which there was. We've seen the video. We've seen the whole thing. It was a lie. Subsequently, she went on to become Secretary of State, and now she's running for the presidency, apparently. So is this going to become an issue again, in your view?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no way it can't. I mean, I think that you're right. I mean, the double standard that exists in terms of Brian Williams, and frankly, I mean, let's be honest, it was people who were calling for bringing this idea of what Brian Williams exaggerated for months, if not years now, and it had just been ignored. So it's finally had come to light. I think Hillary, by hiding, has again tried to make sure that she doesn't get asked tough questions. But that's exactly, I mean, if Brian Williams gets a 6-month suspension, and I think that's while they go around and make sure that, see how many other things that they can dig up or come to terms with. I think at the least, you should say to Hillary Clinton, okay, this is a guy who just reads the news. You want to be president of the United States. You at least need to take a 6-month time out too.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. The odds of that happening though aren't all that good, but that's interesting. And I'm with you on that, obviously, and I can't wait
for tonight. So I feel like they're about equal odds.
Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's taking 6 months off right now and she's in the middle of it.
I actually started to wonder that today. Like, hey, she might have done a self-imposed 6-month deal. I can't remember which way this goes. Did she tell the NBC folks, hey, I gave myself a 6-month timeout, maybe you should do it? Or is she just taking cues from them?
Let me ask you about, I know John Boehner's expressed some questions about the president's request today. But the president's saying that the media hypes up the threat of terror. Susan Rice saying the same thing. It's not an existential threat. Talking about how climate change, as they call it, is a bigger threat to national security. Saying that the shooting at the kosher deli in France wasn't a Jewish attack on Jews. It was random. I mean, you talk about gaffes and foot and mouth. My goodness.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know what could possibly be a bigger threat than the threat of terrorism that our country faces. Not just here domestically, but as we can see abroad, Americans being executed, journalists being executed. So I don't know how anybody in this country could possibly say that anything except for threats to our homeland, threats to our people are the #1 priority that we should be concerned about.
Absolutely. All right, Sean, always great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve.
Take care. Sean Spicer, ladies and gentlemen, RNC Communications head. When we come back, the host of Waking Up with Don on the latest debacle at a very important Gitmo trial, Don Arias, will be here. Don't miss it. We're coming back.